All right, folks, we are going to get set for the Desert Diamond West Valley Casino 200 at Phoenix. So Phoenix Raceway, the host for the final race of the round of 8 in the NASCAR Xfinity Series playoffs. We're about to get things going here. Qualified in 20th, we'll be starting 19th in the field. We got one driver going to the rear that was supposed to start in front of us. Cole Custer on the pole for this one. Coming off of a win at Texas as well as a win at Kansas, so we have won the previous 2 races now, and we got 3 spots still open to make it to the championship for in Miami that we will run tomorrow evening. So this is going to be a fun one. Hopefully you guys will enjoy. And here we go, the green flag in the air. We're underway at Phoenix. Who will make it to the championship? Good jump on the restart here. 45 laps in the opening stage of the race as we quickly jump it all the way deep into turns 1 and 2. 3 wide on the bottom of the racetrack. Phoenix hosts a lot of crazy restarts since the reconfiguration a couple of years ago. And I'm sure you will see that over the course of this race today. Still side by side with Timmy Hill. In fact, we're 3 wide. There's a car on the outside of us. I believe that is Elliott Sadler. Not a lot of room through the dog leg there. That was pretty tight going 3 wide. Made it through the corner. "200 laps is not a long time on this racetrack. This race is going to fly by here this morning. We're going to clear Timmy Hill up off of turn 4. Sadler's kind of pulled away from us. Working a little bit higher of a line. Now we can enter the corner a little bit higher than what we have been. Now that we have cleared Timmy Hill. Kind of diamonding the corner off at least through 1 and 2. And then just try to hug the inside through 3 and 4. Be interesting to see how this car is going to act as the run moves on. I would assume the car is going to get a little looser if I remember right from the first race we ran here earlier in the year. And now here comes Ross Chastain out of nowhere, driving it in deep on the inside. We'll let him go. No need to race him real hard right now, especially because we're not racing for stage points and we're already locked into the championship. Obviously we want to win this race, but no guarantees for what might happen here. Obviously just going to try to keep this car clean as much as possible. We are using the controller for this race here today. We will be using the controller for the race tomorrow as well in the championship. 3 wide through turns 3 and 4 on the bottom of the track that time. Looking underneath the Brandon Brown and Ross Chastain. We got Jeremy Clements just behind us. Entered the corner a little bit too tight there, and that'll allow Clements to get to our inside off of turn 4, or turn 2 rather. 4 wide now here at Phoenix, going into turn 3. A little risky. There's some contact all the way through. Clements gains 3 spots. Chastain will lose 3. We'll gain 2. My goodness. Drove it in deep there that time to try and get underneath the Clements. Boy, oh boy, Cole Custer putting a whooping on the field right now. 3 wide into turn 3 this lap now, and now we're 4 wide again. Brandon Brown, that time we didn't make contact, but Brown was able to pass by 2 of us, and maybe all 3. So he's still to the inside of Clements going into turn 1. Man, cannot clear the 07, and that'll allow Chastain to get on by. Well, at least to the inside. He hasn't cleared us. We finally cleared the 07 of Ray Black Jr. Chastain throwing it in deep there, side drafting us at the end of the straightaway. Good battle outside the top 10 right now, but again, Custer is just pulling away from everybody here at Phoenix. It'll definitely be interesting to see if we'll be able to compete for a win by the time this race comes to an end. Using a lot of tire wear here. Pretty flat track. There's usually, although there's somewhat of a high amount of grip, there is A lot of tire wear out here in the desert. Get Chastain trying to cross us over to the inside, and he takes us 3 wide again. Ross has been making some incredible gutsy maneuvers in this race so far as we just cleared Brandon Brown. But now Brown's going to get under us. So we kind of got into the back of Brandon Jones. Not going to quite lose the spot to Brandon Brown, but still side by side here now. Up the middle on Jones. Crossover move will get around Jones and to the inside of Brown. A little contact now down the back stretch. Into 3. Still to the inside. Still got a little bit of ways before we even get into the top 10 here. Much like the way the Richmond race was shaping up, though, it does look like Custer's got the fastest car. He's going to catch lap traffic here in a couple laps already. 1 mile trial. And Brown trying to suck us back with the draft. Side draft, that is. 3 wide off of turn 2. Able to clear Chastain, at least getting into the corner. But we are now side by side with the 10th place car, Brian Sieg. So we try to move into the top 10 now for the first time today. Looking for the crossover move, can't get us that time. Clements trying to pass Sieg around the top now. So we will move into the top 10 off of turn 2. Trying to get some sort of a run going here. We're about 13.5 seconds off the race lead. Almost 15 laps in. Slowly but surely catching John Hunter Nemechek for 9th here. Did not see at the start of the race, though, how many laps we could run on a full tank of fuel. Not quite sure on that. Working to the inside, John Hunter Nemechek, side by side through 3 and 4. Look at us go. Remember Tyler Reddick after not being able to finish that last race at Texas. He is hurting in the points. We got a car on the inside of the track, slowed up and stopped. Looks like Vinnie Miller, and it also looks like he might have hit the wall. Still no caution. 26 to go yet in stage 1. We stay green. He's going to have to limp it all the way back to pit road, and I'm not exactly sure why there wasn't a caution there, but I don't know. Hopefully he's out of the way. Looking at the inside of Briscoe now for 8th. Side by side off the exit of the corner. Yeah, Vinnie Miller still right there. Oh no, contact hard into the inside wall now. And now we get the caution and it's on us. Vinnie Miller was just sitting in the middle of the track and I don't understand why there wasn't a yellow. Michael Annett tried to go low to miss him and he hit us. And that will be our first caution of the race. So we can run 73 laps on a full tank of fuel, but at least we know that for future reference. I don't know what that was. That was pretty insane to say the least. Here we go, green flag back in the air again at Phoenix. On the restart, let's see what we've got. Try to get our track position back if at all possible. Deep dive way down to the inside. Through turns 1 and 2. Look at us gain so much ground. Austin Cindric not having a great start to the day. Running in the middle of the pack. Neither is Brandon Jones. Jones, though, in a must-win scenario. A little bit different from Cindric, but Cindric still needs all the points he can get. It's a tight points battle between about 5 guys for 3 spots, with 2 drivers in must-win scenarios. We were in 7th at the time of the caution. We had to repair our damage onto pit road after we wrecked once in this race, but was not by any means our fault. We were down to the inside of Vinnie Miller, but out of nowhere, I wasn't expecting Annett to go to the inside to miss him. I figured he'd go to the outside. He drilled right into us. And I think Michael Annett is not only still on the racetrack, but he is still ahead of us. We'll have to see if we might have any shot to maybe get to the leaders here. I know Custer has a fast car, but I don't know. We don't have any fresher tires than anybody, though, right now, so we'll also see about that. Our tires should be plenty good to the end of the stage, though. We only got 18 to go, regardless of the caution or not. Look at the field. Didn't even make the playoffs on the season, and look at him go. Into the top 5. We're going to try to take that away from. We might actually have a chance to win the stage. Up to 5th going into turn 1. Drive it in deep. We're able to stay in front of him. And now here comes Noah Gragson peeking to the inside of Chastain for 6th off of turn 2. Tyler Reddick maybe not in a must-win scenario, but he is 12 points behind the cut line coming into this race. And might need a little bit of help to get in. Custer winning's probably not going to help him. Custer being a playoff driver as well. Probably needs either me, who's already locked in, or another playoff driver to win if he doesn't. We are catching Reddick for 4th pretty quickly, and although that caution hurts us in the long run as far as already having a crash, we might have a shot to win the stage. Now again, it doesn't really mean much, and I would have liked to see how we compared to Custer on a longer run rather than a 20-plus lap run, but there we go. Clearing him before we get into turn 1. That'll move us up to 4th. Zane Smith having a great run in 2nd place right now, with Justin Haley in 3rd. But again, Custer's led every lap to this point, at least so far. Custer will catch lap traffic again here before the end of the stage. So we have 12 laps to go in stage 1. Still quite a ways ahead of us, a couple seconds at least. Probably closer to about 2.5 seconds ahead. Definitely going to give it a go here. Try to get the track position come stage end at least. Still have 11 to go. Peeking to the inside of Justin Haley through turns 3 and 4. We're still there. Can't clear him off the exit of the corner, though we are side by side. Door to door now into turn 3. We're going to clear Justin Haley. Nope, not quite. He's still there. Custer wants that playoff point. He wants those stage points. He knows we don't need them, but he also knows, I'm sure his crew chief's telling him, we're in third. We are coming. Probably can see us a little bit getting closer out of the rear view, but I don't know. So it does seem about 25-30 laps into a run we're the fastest car. That caution definitely helped close the gap for the restart. Although we had more cars to pass as well. Still 2 seconds back. And we'll see if the lap traffic's going to help or hurt us. Zane Smith is closing in on Custer too. Such a tough track to pass though, but we'll see what could happen. Custer's going to catch lap traffic here either in 3 and 4 or in 1 and 2 on the next lap. About 1.5 seconds off the lead. No, Custer's definitely caught him now. He tries to go to the outside on Jeffrey Earnhardt. Looks like he's running at the rear of the field. Now to the outside of Morgan Shepherd as well. That's going to cost him a little bit of time. We have 6 laps to go in stage 1, and we are there. Which lane will we go? We'll go all the way to the bottom here. And now it's a game of cat and mouse here with the top 3. Pretty much all nose to tail. A couple lap cars thrown in there at times. Running in deep through 3 and 4, trying to get to the inside as Zane Smith can't get him that time. We have 5 laps to go. Big run to the inside of Smith for second. Hopefully going to try to use Mike Harmon as a pick. We will. It'll work. We're going to clear both Harmon and Smith off of turn 2 for second. Custer leads. To the inside of Custer going into turn 3. Making a dive bomb move. He's going to get the run off the exit of the corner on the outside. A little bit of contact as we try to slow him up. And we're back to the inside again. 4 to go. Custer battling for the stage win. We got a couple more lap cars just in front of us. John Jackson right in our way. We are going to try to split him off of turn 2. We're 3 wide for the lead. Zane Smith trying to close in behind again. Custer again to the top side. To the bottom goes Bell. Off of turn 4, we're side by side still. We're going to lead the lap at the line. 3 to go. And now we clear Custer before we get into turn 1. A little bobble though going into 1. Custer tries again to the top. Can't get us that time. Maybe he'll try a crossover move on the bottom. Can't quite get to our bumper yet. We will catch another lap car or 2 though before the end of the stage. That is for sure. 2 to go. Smith about 1.5 seconds now back from the race lead in 3rd. Custer still only about 3 to 4 car lengths back in the lead going into 1. If he gets close enough, he might use the bumper. Looking to the outside on Ray Black Jr. We'll get around him. Now we got Stephen Light in our way. caught him in a bad spot for 3 and 4. Custer just caught the lap car. Ray Black Jr. in a bad spot though himself. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go in stage 1. Slightly pulling away now, just over a half-second lead with a half a lap to go. Into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Christopher Bell will win stage 1 here at Phoenix by about a second and a half on Custer. So we'll definitely pit for 4 fresh tires here. Alright, so here we go. We won the race off of pit road that time. We'll restart in the race lead. Zane Smith, in fact, going to be second. Custer loses a spot on pit road. He's in third. And the green flag will be back in the air here at Phoenix. 42 laps in stage number 2. Zane Smith trying to get the run on the outside. Contact off of turn 2. Couldn't quite clear him yet. Smith still there as we try to side draft, and now Custer going to follow him right up the middle, in fact, with Reddick on the top side. And look at Cole Custer goes. We're all squeezed together still, 3 wide. Going into turn 1, this could get tight. Man, that 00 is fast. Haley puts the bumper to us, moves us up out of the way. Try to hold on for every position we can, but we'll likely lose at least a few more spots for sure. Here comes Chastain to the middle now. Trying to do the same thing Custer did. Chastain's been aggressive in this race so far. He gets blocked off, at least for now. Still kind of getting held up. Nice side draft there by Chastain to our right rear corner panel. Ooh, contact as we drove it in. A little too deep. It's going to cost us both an extra spot there, as Cindric's going to catch us and clear us. And now we'll try to cross him over. 3 wide to the bottom. Oh, looked for it. Couldn't quite get there. And now here comes Briscoe. We got a little loose off of 4. Chastain goes by. Briscoe had to check up, and Garrett Smithley will get around Briscoe on the top. So we are now in 10th. Just trying to hold on to a top 10 position on the racetrack at least, as Zane Smith is leading laps for the first time today at Phoenix. For Junior Motorsports. Ooh, contact with Smithley. Allgaier, one of the playoff drivers now. Just behind us. Briscoe, another one of the playoff drivers. Smithley passes us around the outside for 10th now. We'll try to get back to his inside through 3 and 4. Can't quite do it. Smithley drives off. We've got 35 to go in stage 2 here at Phoenix. Allgaier, Annette, Briscoe, and us all outside the top 10. So is Brandon Jones. Only 3 playoff drivers of the 8 are in the top 10. Cindric's barely holding on to 9th in the process. There's Allgaier. 2 are inside. Trying to side draft him and pin him to the inside of the racetrack. Now going into 3. And he's just going to overtake us himself for the position. And now he looks to the inside of Smithley for 10th. Oh, he moves him. A little contact. Allgaier being aggressive here, looking for stage points. I don't blame him in the situation he's in. Not only in this race, but to try and make it to Miami with a shot at the title like he did in real life last year. Huge clump of lap cars there. No, I think they're all, yeah, they're all on the lead lap. Zane Smith hasn't even caught lap traffic yet. So I don't know if there was a problem with one of them or what the case was, but we just got a huge chunk of cars now. Actually, no, we do have a couple lap cars. I don't know, that's kind of weird. Catch them in a situation like this. That'll move us past Smithley for 11th. Cesar Baccarella's up there. I think these guys all stayed out of the pits. That's probably why we caught them. Probably on older tires, trying to save their equipment. They are going a lap down, multiple laps down now in the process. They were already a lap down before. Yeah, Zane Smith pulling away from the field here. Maybe he was faster than Cole Custer, but Custer was holding him up because of how hard it is just to pass the race leader when you're not in lap traffic. Smith did finish 3rd in stage 1. Ran our fastest lap of the race, 27.140. Fastest time ever here at Phoenix is a 27.015. In the Xfinity Series, that is. Cindric is losing spots now. He's in 10th and in danger of not getting any stage points at all as he takes it 3 wide into the corner. A little contact up ahead with Ross Chastain, a guy who isn't in the playoffs, and is sandwiched in between 2 playoff drivers, and we are catching them the way that they are racing with each other. So we'll try to spoil the party for them as well. Catch them in no time though, the way they're running. About 9.5 seconds back of Zane Smith. Remember in stage 1 when we were trying to fight from a 19th starting place? Battling for a while outside the top 10, unlike what we've done in stage 2 so far. We were 13.5 seconds back before we tried to cut into that lead. And the caution that came out definitely, I guess, kind of helped us, even though it hurt us at the same time. because we were involved. It wasn't our fault. Should have threw the caution the lap before when Vinnie Miller was stuck in the situation he was in, and then 2 laps later we caught him again. I don't know why he wasn't down on the apron either. Off the racetrack, I don't know why he was still on the track. A lot of question marks there. So he couldn't quite limp into pit road, and he's the only driver out of this race so far. We moved into 10th past Chastain, now 3 wide to the bottom on Cindric and Allgaier going into turn 1. Nobody give it an inch. Oh, look at how tight this is. Oh, man. Well, we're going to clear Cindric. Still side by side with Allgaier, though. 7th place Jeremy Clements is just ahead of us, too. Look at that. We're still side by side with the 7 car. Now to the inside of Jeremy Clements for 7th, going into turns 3 and 4. A little contact. We're going to clear him out of the dog leg. We haven't even had to go down to the apron through the dog leg today as we just try to save our tires and equipment. We'll definitely do it towards the end of the race, that's for sure. Still in stage 2, and we don't have to really fight for stage points too hard. We're already locked into the championship. The only driver locked in right now. Still 3 spots open, of course. If you win, you're automatically in, which is what Custer's trying to do towards the front of the field right now, but not sure how that's exactly going to work out for him. He's trying to also get stage points, too. We're cutting into the lead slightly. We're about 7.5 seconds back. Problem is, we have 19 laps to go at the line, so we are definitely running out of time. And being on a short track, that's not helping us. We'll go to the in-car cam, though. We'll alternate through the cameras for the next few laps. Catch, pass, and clear Morgan Shepherd. Elliott Sadler in this mess up ahead of us. Oh, a little contact off of turn 2. 3 wide now with the lap cars, just trying to get around him. Very tight going into turn 2. It's turn 3, my bad. Second corner. We're up to 6, still about 3 seconds back from 5th place Noah Gragson. And Zane Smith now kind of pulling away from us. This lap traffic's not doing us much favor right now. How clumped together they are. Yeah, we did gain a spot because of it, but we are now almost 9 seconds off the race lead with 16 laps to go in stage 2. Again, we won stage 1. We had a caution that kind of helped us out in the process, but maybe be looking at a stage win here, of course. Definitely not impossible. Ooh, caught John Jackson in a terrible spot there. Right in the middle of turns 3 and 4. Had to check up just to get around him on the outside. Running out of time, though, to try and catch the leaders here in stage 2. We're driving it as hard as we can right now. I think we'll definitely be able to gain a few more spots. I just don't know if we can catch Zane Smith and Cole Custer. I think we got a real shot to maybe move into the top 3, though. It seems like Custer and Smith are on a whole nother level in this race. Noah Gragson, Tyler Reddick within about a second, just ahead of us. Back down to the inside of Noah Gragson. Gonna clear him barely through 3 and 4. We drove it in really deep though. And he can't cross us over. Because Stephen Light was on the inside of us coming off the exit of the corner. And we got Tyler Reddick just ahead of us. Brandon Jones, one of the playoff drivers, he's currently lapped down. He was in a must-win scenario, and it does not look like he is going to be one of the drivers to make it to the championship race at Homestead tomorrow. Looking to the inside of Reddick for 4th, going into turn 1. Battle for the position is on. We try to race him clean off the exit of the corner. We're still side by side. Justin Haley in 3rd, about 2.5 seconds ahead of us still. And going to try to clear him into turn 1 now, and we will. So we're up to 4th. Trying to get this toy machine out ahead. Driving in real deep through 3 and 4 there. See how close we were to that inside retaining wall on the entrance to the corner. I think we should be able to catch Justin Haley. You can see Cole Custer, he's about 5.5 seconds ahead of us yet in 2nd, and the race leader Zane Smith is about 6 seconds ahead. They're going to have to catch very, very heavy lap traffic. We're going to want a chance to catch them. And it looks like they are, because now we're only about 5 seconds off the lead. Oh yeah, there is a ton of lap cars up there. Look at that mess. This is our shot to maybe catch them and win stage 2. We're not going to race them too hard, considering that we're already locked into the championship, winning the last 2 races, but definitely going for the race win. It would be nice to catch them to get the track position to start the final stage, and here we go. Smith has now lost the lead. Cole Custer's going to get around these guys, and Custer's back out in front. He's one of the playoff drivers looking for a lot of points to the inside on Justin Haley. We got him. This is crazy now. Look at this. Oh, man, Austin Hill about pulled in front of us, so we had to really turn the car to the inside at the last second. We're up to 2nd place. How quickly we closed down on the race leader, but now Custer's trying to get away. And we only got 4 laps to go at the line this time. A little over a half second off the lead. Zane Smith, he's finally gotten through the lap cars. He led the majority of this stage. He's in 3rd place, a little over a half second behind us. Custer trying to get away. He needs these playoff points as much as possible. We're trying to spoil the party. Driving it in deep through 3 and 4. Got it to stick that time. We gained a little bit more ground. 3 to go. Catching him through the front stretch. Now down into turn 1. We'll enter the corner a little higher. Diamonding the corner off. Getting a better exit. To the back bumper of Custer. Now to the outside for the race lead. Down the back stretch. And we're going to clear him before we get into the next corner. 2 laps to go at the line, but we got a lot more lap traffic just ahead again. Here's Chase Briscoe now. Another playoff driver. Came in 12 points to the good, but he has not scored stage points in either of the 2 stages. And he's no longer the first driver 1 lap down. He needs to pass Corallo before the end of the stage, and now he's going to have to pass Brandon Brown too. How tight that is, 3 wide through 3 and 4. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go in stage 2. It looks like we're pulling away from Custer. We still got a couple more lap cars in between the two of us. And Zane Smith might be catching him for third. Custer needs all the points he can get, and he's in danger of losing another point here late in the stage. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. They're side by side for second off of turn 4. We're going to win stage number 2 here at Phoenix, just like we won the opening stage, and we'll try to go for the sweep in the final 110 laps. Flying through this race, only one caution to this point for incident. And Custer did barely hold on to take second in the stage at least, so he'll get 9 points. Reddick, another playoff driver, he'll get 4 points. Justin Allgaier, 7th. Another playoff driver, and Austin Cindric gets 1 point back in 10th place. We can run 72 laps on a full tank of fuel, so we cannot make it on gas to the end of the race from this point. Not sure if you guys can pick that up on the mic, but it's still thundering and storming at my house. It has all morning. But here we go. We actually lost 2 spots on pit road that time, and Custer with a quicker stop. He wins the race off of pit road, and here we go. The third and final stage is underway at Phoenix. Here is the green flag. Custer gets a good jump, but we get a better jump down to the inside, looking for the lead immediately into turn 1, and we clear everyone. Custer needs this win so badly. Look at him go up the middle, 3 wide. And Zane Smith all the way on the top side. Smith to the lead at Phoenix. You're going to see how these guys are going to pull away in the first 20 to 25 laps of the run. We'll have to play catch up here probably the rest of the stage. We're still 3 wide with Haley and Reddick going into 1. Way too awkward of an angle into turn 1 on our behalf. We were pinched so far down on the racetrack. We hold clear of 5th place though off the exit of the corner still. Can't quite block off the 9 of Gregson. He gets to our outside. Nearing the halfway mark here in this race. Elliott Sadler started a little further back. Look at him go. He's up to 6th now. Josh Williams out of nowhere in the top 10 for the first time. He's looking for 9th place to the outside of us on the exit of the corner. Or 8th place rather. 7th. Still got my math wrong. Josh Williams up to 7th. It's weird that we're getting freight trained around the inside of the track. Usually you see that on the top. We just do not have the car to beat the first 20 to 25 laps as we're just holding on for dear life as long as we can. Now they're 3 wide behind us. We've even seen 4 wide once earlier today. Actually twice on the very start of the race. We'd assume the restarts are only going to get crazier as we go on, assuming we get more. Again, we've only had 1 caution to this point so far. With Cindric just blocking us on the inside of the track. Chastain powering through on the top. We're back to 12th quickly. How far back will we fall, though, before we can try and catch these guys? Now, lap traffic definitely helped us catch them in a 40-lap range in stage 2, but if we don't get the same clustered effect with the lap traffic this time, might be a little harder. Plus, we only fell back as far as 11th. We're already back into 12th. Briscoe in 15th. He gets by us. Michael Annett now is going to pass us for 12th. Briscoe's in a very, very tight scenario here to try and make it in. Net just trying so hard to get back by Briscoe. Chase Briscoe is currently the first driver, 1 lap down in case a caution is to come out. He will get back on the lead lap, though he will have to restart at the rear of the field. It'll at least give him a chance to maybe gain more spots before the end of the race. But if we can't get a caution, he's going to be in a very, very tough situation trying to make it into the championship race, despite running second all season long for the most part. In the point standings, making it through the playoffs, made it not only into the playoffs without a win, but made it into this round without a win. Came into this race with a shot to still make it on points, despite the fact he has not won all season. But I think having no wins with those extra playoff points could be the cause of him not making it through this round with not having a great race today. Finally catching back up to Annett, though, and I think a lot of it's because Briscoe might be holding him up. Annett needs these points too. He's gotten 0 stage points in the first 2 stages as well, and he's sitting in 12th. Looking to the inside, driving it in deep through turns 1 and 2. Can't get him that time. Already about 8.5 seconds off the lead. The furthest back we've been from the lead today was in stage 1. We were 13.5 seconds back. The caution helped us catch up and pass those guys, because I really don't think we were going to catch them in stage 1. We didn't get that caution. Austin and Annett got together earlier, had an earlier incident. That was when we were battling inside the top 10. That is not the case right now. We're battling for 12th. Racing clean, at least for the most part. Not giving each other much room, though. We have been side by side for a few laps now. Look at this. Nobody can clear each other. He was so close to clearing us right there, but it just wasn't meant to be. Now into turn 1. Driving it in. Beating him back to the gas in the process, and we're going to clear him up off of turn 2. Finally, we pass Annett for 12. Oh, look at Briscoe trying to pull a block on us. And we clear him going into 1, trying a crossover move. And he boots us up the racetrack. We hit him back. Look at him just blocking us up high. Now we get back to the inside. We're there. Briscoe, I think he's racing this as hard as he is, though, despite being a lap down, because that 0 car behind him is also a lap down of Garrett Smithley, and he could pass him for the free pass position. Just goes to show how tough this racetrack is to pass. Now about 11 to 11.5 seconds off the lead. Zane Smith is just catching lap traffic now here in stage 3, and I'm sure Custer has been behind him this entirety of this final stage so far. Again, we do have to pit before the end of the stage at some point in time. We can only run 72 laps on a full tank of fuel. The way our tires have burnt out today on this flatter surface, very aggressive on your tires. We finally clear Briscoe. Just got to try to make it halfway through the run. If we could split this stage in half, if we stay green, I think we'll be in a good good situation to maybe get the win. Now about 12.5 seconds off the lead. And we have a caution for the second time today. This is going to split the strategy up big time because we have drivers pitting towards the rear of the lead lap. Some guys in the playoffs, such as Cindric and Annette. I think we're going to pit too. We can't make it on fuel to the end from here, but we'll see how this is going to work out. Looks like the top 7 are going to stay out. I think Brandon Brown's going to stay out also. Yeah, we'll definitely come onto pit road. Try not to let these guys behind us maybe pull away. So we'll have 4 fresh tires when we go green. We'll have 85 laps to go. And the top 8 stayed out. Garrett Smithley got the free pass on Briscoe, so Briscoe caught a lap down again. Here we go, the green flag back in the air at Phoenix. Well past halfway now with only 85 laps left. Another great restart on the inside of the track. Driving it really deep into turns 1 and 2. Look at how far down the racetrack we go. Trying to make some passes on these cars with older tires. Contact with Noah Gragson. Zane Smith trying to hold on to the track position out in front of the field. Down to the inside for 5th on Allgaier. Reddick, Custer side by side for 3rd, just ahead. Look at us, even on newer tires. Oh, Allgaier just trying to block us off. Got 5 playoff drivers. Oh yeah, I had it right. 4 playoff drivers in the top 6. Allgaier back to 7th now. Sadler, one of the guys that pit, he's closing in on us. Now we look to the inside of Custer. Driving it in deep, can't get around him, and here comes Elliott Sadler on the top side. Sadler, Clements, both on fresher tires. So is Cindric. They're all trying to pass us around the top side. Trying to pass everybody around the top side. They all stay bumper to bumper. Going to go down to the apron this time through the dog leg, trying to cut the track as much as possible. We got a big run coming. 3 wide going into turn 1. That got tight. More wide now. Look at Annette on the bottom. My goodness, Michael Annette. He wants to race for the win. Oh my goodness, what a battle going on. Cindric, Annette, and I, all 3 wide going into the corner. Go back down to the apron again. We're going to clear Tyler Reddick because of it. Oh, really tight getting into turn 1. Trying to side draft off the 22 up the racetrack. Michael Annette going to pass us. Can we get him back? To the inside again, going into turn 1. It's kind of holding us off. Going to be 3 wide again, going into turn 1. Oh man, this is so tight. Still 3 wide off the exit of the corner. Just an amazing battle. Can't quite clear Cindric. We did clear Haley though. And look at Annette trying to fight back up the middle again. Can't get to us though. Cindric does pass us around the top. Trying to hold on to 5th. Elliott Sadler in the lead for the first time here at Phoenix. It has been a really long time since he's won an Xfinity Series race. He is now running part-time. And he's trying to pull off the upset here. Again, everybody has to pit before the end of the race. And the only driver on older tires that we have not passed yet is Zane Smith, who is currently in 3rd. Contact with Annette. Trying to side draft him back down the front stretch. Back stretch, rather. Oh, he got really tight going into the corner. We're going to try to cross him over to the inside. Can't get him. So we will now fall back to 6th. Chastain behind us on fresher tires also. Maybe he'll have a run. I don't know. We definitely don't have the faster car today, but still won the first 2 stages, and you never know, we might have a chance to spoil the party like we did at Texas in the last race. Despite the fact. To the inside of Annette now. Trying to get him back for 5th. And now driving it in real deep into turn 1. Trying to get alongside of Zane Smith as well. Can't quite catch him yet. Got to run though down the backstretch into turn 3. Side by side with Zane Smith for 4th now. Chastain trying to get underneath of Michael Annette for position behind us. Chastain's been gutsy with his moves throughout the course of this race as well, as we are going to clear Zane Smith through 1 and 2. And we're up to 4th. Elliott Sadler's got 1 lap car in front of him that is likely on older tires and is likely one of the back marker cars. It's going to catch him pretty quick, probably going into turn 1 here. The old turn 1, turn 3. Looks like it's Austin Hill up there. Got around him pretty easily though. 72 to go now, so technically we can pit now and make it to the end of the race on fuel from here. That'd be a gamble though, because if a caution comes out, we'll definitely be a lap down. Ooh, Cindric's struggling to get around that lap car. So is Jeremy Clements up ahead. Hopefully we can catch Austin Hill. Yep. Nice, and we passed him before we even got into turn 1. We couldn't have caught him in a better spot on this racetrack. Cindric now looking for 2nd place on Jeremy Clements. Right along here through the different cameras now once again. 69 laps to go at Phoenix. Cindric may be faster than the 51 car ahead of him. And that's why he's trying to get around him, as we are closing in on both of them now. Off of turn 4, they're side by side for 2nd now. It's allowing us to catch both of them. Big run coming on the 51 to his inside off of turn 2. We're side by side contact. Going into 3 and 4, we're going to clear him. Up to 3rd. And right behind the 2nd place driver of Austin Cindric going into turn 1. Trying to diamond the corner off, getting a better run off the exit. Beating him back to the gas. We're side by side for 2nd, about 2.5 seconds back of Sadler for the lead. Sadler has hung out inside the top 10 pretty much all day. We're still side by side for 2nd. What a battle going on as we drive it in real deep going into turns 1 and 2. Can't get him. Trying to side draft him. Can't do it. Cindric clears us. He's doing a great job holding on to the position. We drove it in a little too deep there that time through 3 and 4. Can't get back to the inside of him yet. 65 to go at the line. We'll enter the corner a little higher. We'll diamond it off again. Big run coming off of turn 2. We'll get back to the inside of Cindric, setting him up to get him into 3 and 4. Cindric almost in a must-win scenario. Now falls back to 3rd. Deep dive going into turn 1, trying to get around the lap car here of Cesar Baccarello, and we will. Very heavy lap traffic that is involving the race leader, Elliott Sadler, up ahead as well. Almost similar to what we saw in stage 2 towards the end with Zane Smith and Cole Custer. And now with 63 to go. We're definitely inching closer. Now a little less than 2 seconds off the race lead. This is the final time we are going to run this rude paint scheme with this 20 car for the season, as we'll use the Raheem paint scheme for the championship race in Miami in the next one. Again, that'll be coming up at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. We'll have a couple more streams in the morning as well with the career mode, but that will be the main events for the day. We're now under a second behind Sadler. I think we're getting through these lap cars a lot better than he did. Still a couple cars in between us. 8 to 9 car lengths behind. $60 to go. Everybody that stayed out under the last caution too, of course, has about 15 to 20 lap older tires than us, which also means about 15 to 20 laps less that they can make it on fuel from this point on. Oh boy, 3 wide for the lead, now all the way to the top. Timmy Hill in the way, going into turn 1, trying to get the car wound up. Look at Elliott Sadler battling on back. Very tight coming off of turn 2, keeping it off the wall and clearing Sadler for the lead. Down the backstretch into turn 3, we are going to take the lead for the first time in the final stage of the race. It took well over 50 laps to do it, as we have 58 to go at the line that time. Chase Briscoe has fallen back to 22nd and is about to go 2 laps down now in the field. What a tough run for him today. Cindric, Clements, Chastain all battling for 3rd, but they are about 7.5 seconds off the lead. Elliott Sadler, really the only one within vicinity of us right now, and he's a little less than 2 seconds back. We'll run now with the regular camera for the rest of the race. Final 56 laps of this one. So everybody that didn't pit under the last caution can probably make it about another 20 laps before they have to pit. Really got to run our own race from here on out. Can't worry about the sake if there's another caution. Just got to worry about not speeding if we do have to make a green flag pit stop. And holding on. Well, there's the caution. 53 to go, our third caution of the race, and we'll be able to make it on field to the end from here. Jeremy Clements looks like he was involved in the yellow because he's not pitting, and he was battling for second, so I believe Jeremy Clements just brought out that caution. Free pass will go to Brandon Brown in 14th. Well, here we go. We're going to make sure we pit. Half can of fuel, plenty enough to make it to the end. 4 fresh tires. Here we go. What a race we're going to have to the finish. Win the race off of pit road, so here we go. Just trying to hold on for the win in this one. 50 laps to go, and we go green at Phoenix. A quarter of the race remaining. Who will win at Phoenix, and who will be the other 3 drivers to make it to the championship in Miami tomorrow? Wow, Zane Smith, what a restart from back in the pack. He is quickly up to 3rd. Smith now trying to pass Elliott Sadler for second up the middle. Zane Smith trying to go in between us and Sadler. We're 3 wide for the lead down the backstretch. It didn't work out to his fullest, but now he gets to the inside of Sadler. As we are beginning to get freight trained once again. 48 to go. Look at this. Sadler trying to hold on for dear life. We know Zane Smith is faster. Custer kind of getting held back behind me as well. Oh, contact there slightly with the net. And we're 3 wide again going into 1. Man, we are just getting freight train. We are losing a ton of spots once again, but hopefully we can run them down before the end of the race. Here's glad you can join us for the finish of this one here at Phoenix. We have fallen back to 12th. We got a couple lap cars in the mix ahead of us as well. And Elliott Sadler, probably Zane Smith. Both him and Smith, non-playoff drivers, have not won a race this season. "45 laps left. And Zane Smith has now overtaken Sadler for the lead, and I'm sure Sadler's probably getting freight trained around the top at this moment. Now it looks like he's still holding on to second for the time being, and now Gralla throws it in deep. He's going to get on around us. That was not for position. He's just trying to catch those other drivers that are 1 lap down right now. Again, thanks to everybody joining here for the finish of this Phoenix race. It has been a good one so far. We're fading back through the field in the early part of this, what could finally be the final green flag run of the race. We've had 3 cautions, all been spaced out for the most part, periodically throughout the course of this race. Well, who will win? And will it be a playoff driver towards the front of the field like a Cole Custer or Tyler Reddick to move themselves into the championship? How will the points picture look after this race? And who will join us in Miami tomorrow night for a shot at the title? Trying to pass Gralla back here to the inside again. We have seen over the course of the day how tough it is to pass here. Even with a lap car like Gralla in 15th, we have such a tough time trying to pass these guys. Driving it in deep. We're actually going to clear him through 1 and 2 there, so that was a lot easier than what we've seen throughout the course of the day. Zane Smith really pulling out from second place on back for the race lead. Strickland just going for the race win to build momentum towards tomorrow night in Miami. We won the first 2 races of the round of 8 at Kansas and Texas to move to this point with a shot at the championship. Can we seal the deal? Can I show the tire wear? Yes. We got 75% left on the right front. We burnt the right front up pretty bad here over the course of the race, but I think that we should be able to make it to the end of the race. It's only a 50-lap green flag run to the finish. So as far as trying to make it to the end, I think we'll be fine. It's just a matter of how far ahead will Zane Smith get out before we start to actually become faster than him and run him down once he gets into dirtier air with the lap traffic. Because we are right now about 8 seconds back in the lead. We've seen at times how lap traffic can be a huge factor in this one and really slow these guys up when they get clumped together. I don't know, we'll hope for the best. Ooh. So Zane Smith just now catching the lap traffic. We are closing up on these guys that are just ahead of us right now. Still about 9 seconds off the lead now, and Smith is still pulling away from us with 34 to go. That is a lot to overcome in the final 34 laps of a short track race, let me tell you. We'll give it our best shot here. Hopefully we put on a good show to the finish. A little loose off of 4. Haven't really seen looseness out of the car for the most part today. We've been pretty stable. If anything, we've been tight, but that's because we drive it in kind of deep in the corners like we did there, trying to make passes, and that's really the only time the car's been tight. Which obviously, if you enter the corner a lot deeper, it will push coming off. I mean, that's just the G-forces of really any sort of racing series. Just going to be able to clear Garrett Smithley there. We got 11 lap, or sorry, catching up on the 11th place driver, Michael Annett. He's been tough to pass multiple times throughout the course of the day, and he's trying to hold on for every point he can. He's trying to make it to the championship next week as well. He has won a couple races this season also. So I'm sure he can maybe compete in Miami in the next race. So we look to the inside going into turn 1. Can't clear him yet. And that's still there, just clearing him off of turn 2 now. So that's another spot gained. .30 to go. Nine and a half seconds back of the lead in the late going here. I'll have to pay attention to that interval in the upper left-hand corner of the screen to see when exactly we might start closing in on him consistently, at least, to show that we are at that point faster. We have not hit the climax yet, though. We have caught Chastain, who gets a little tight through 1 and 2, and that'll allow us to get to the inside of him now. We'll make the pass, and now looking to the inside of Austin Cindric for 9th. Driving it in deep on him. Trying to get it to stick, now trying to side draft off his left rear corner panel. Just able to clear us, but we can use Jeffrey Earnhardt as a pick going into turn 3. That's what we're going to do, so we're up to 9th now. Trying to get Christopher Bell to catch the rest of these guys. We're now 10 seconds off the lead. 27 to go. Smith really trying to pull away. Remember, we restarted in the lead. We held on for about a lap, and that was about it. Josh Williams with a great performance. Seemingly out of nowhere, he's trying to hold on to a top 10 position. We look to the inside, 3 wide through the dogleg. That got tight. We pass him and clear him though for 8th. Noah Gragson now just in front of us in 7th. Elliott Sadler not too far ahead of him. I believe Tyler Reddick's in 5th. Only a couple car lengths ahead of Sadler, so positions-wise, we should be in the top 5 in the next couple laps. But again, yeah, still about 10 seconds off the lead on Zane Smith. But it looks like the interval's starting to finally get a little bit smaller as the laps wind on, but can we catch him in the final 25 laps? It'll definitely be close. Ooh, Sadler trying to pass the lap car. We're going to beat him into the corner, though. And we're up to 6th. Again, Reddick, he's struggling with the lap car up there, too. We're about 9 seconds off the lead now. We're catching Smith. Way down to the inside through 1 and 2. Now to the inside, going into turn 1 on Tyler Reddick. Not going to waste any time at all trying to pass him. Reddick cannot hold us off. How about Allgaier currently in 3rd? Probably the highest position he has ran all day in this race. So that means I believe Cole Custer is in 2nd. So we got 2 playoff drivers in the top 3. Both of them looking for a win to advance themselves into the championship 4. They won't have to rely on points at the end of this one. We're not too far behind the 3rd and 4th place drivers on the racetrack, and we're still about 8 seconds off the lead. But we're going to have to start gaining a couple tenths a lap consistently if we're going to want to be able to catch them before the end. We got 21 to go. we just try to do whatever we can at this point. Catching Justin Haley, who is in 4th place. Big run through the tri-oval once again. Oh, we caught BJ McLeod in a terrible spot, though, through 1 and 2. Keep getting these corners missed. Man. Out of breath. Here we go. Getting to the end of this thing. Haley just in front of us. All the way down to the inside again. Looking for the position. Trying to make the pass. We're going to clear him before we get into turn 1. Christopher Bell up to 4th, and we now have 3 playoff drivers running 2nd, 3rd, and 4th on the racetrack. And we're about 5 seconds back from the race lead of Zane Smith. To the inside of Allgaier. Using the lap car of Joey Gase as a pick. It's going to work. We gain another spot. 17 to go. Caught Baccarella in a bad spot there. We'll go around the outside of him. A little bit longer way around in the corner. Another half second in the last 2 laps, and now we get a caution. Caution is out with 17 laps to go. It's our 4th of the race. Brandon Brown will get the free pass back there, and here we go. And although this track is pretty tough to pass on, I think it's smart to take 4 fresh tires. Got a lot of laps on them here. We don't need any fuel. Plenty good to the finish there. I think this is a smart thing to do. I mean, it doesn't look like anybody else is pitting either. So here we go. 13 laps to go and we go green. Here we go at Phoenix. 4 fresh Goodyear tires. It looks like Annette spins his tires off the restart. We got a great jump. 13 to go, 3 wide down into turn 1. Allgaier looking for 2nd now. On Custer. Deep dive going through turns 1 and 2. To the inside on Reddick. He's blocking us. We're still there. Allgaier might be looking for the win here. Deep dive all the way down to the bottom. Going for 2nd on Allgaier. Slide job into turn 1. We missed the entrance to the corner. Trying to keep it off the wall. We do. We're 3 wide now for 2nd. Getting the run off. And Zane Smith might be a sitting duck. Big run coming. At the line, 11 laps to go. Smith blocks us to the top, now down to the bottom. Deep dive into turns 1 and 2. We're side by side for the lead. Trying to pass the car in clean air at times has been tough today. We're fighting hard. We can't get him that time. That allows Custer to close the gap. We get to the inside again through 3 and 4. Slide job off the exit of the corner. We clear him. Smith gonna try the crossover. Can't get him. 10 to go. Christopher Bell to the lead at Phoenix. Now can we just stay green to the end of the race? We've got the clean air. We've got the 4 fresh Goodyear tires. And it's looking good. Allgaier is now falling back to 5th. He can't fall back much further. Custer in 3rd, trying to run down Zane Smith. Allgaier back up to 4th. Points has been a talk of the day for these drivers that are not only on the outside looking into the top 4 to make it into the championship, but even the guys that are already in the top 4, like Briscoe, who came in about 12 points above the cut line. and is having a terrible day, has consistently ran outside the top 15, scored 0 stage points over the course of the race today. He is not looking good on points. Guys like Cole Custer, they're looking good. They came in plus, and Custer finished in the top 3 in both stages and is currently running 3rd at the end of this race. He'll probably make it in on points. Allgaier's going to be close, but Briscoe's issue might help him. Brandon Jones in a must-win situation. He's been outside the top 10 all day. Allgaier either came in with a must-win situation into this race or needed a lot of help, and I think the troubles Briscoe is having, and even Cindric for that matter, is definitely helping him out. 6 laps left. We are pulling away. I don't think we're going to catch lap traffic before the end of this thing. So we'll have clean air all the way to the finish. Again, unless we get a caution, we have had crazy restarts before. We would then just have to hope for the best. 5 laps remain. We might catch those lap cars. I didn't think we were going to, but guess we are that much faster than everybody else right now. 4 to go. The caution comes out. We do go to overtime, and we will go past the scheduled length of this race. Three to go. So we have now caught lap traffic, but we have about a 5-second lead on Zane Smith. That's probably not going to matter. Custer's still about a half second behind him. 2 to go. Ooh, little contact there with Mike Harmon. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go at Phoenix. This race is going to end at its regulation mark. And we will not go to overtime, and we will get the victory as we're about a half mile away now. Through 3 and 4 for the final. Whoa, a little mistake there. But we will get the win. Just like that, here at Phoenix. We will have the momentum going into the championship race in Miami, and we'll get to take a look at who will be in the postseason. $89 minutes total time. Man, this race flew by. So there we go. So about, yeah, hour 29 minutes, and let's take a look. Oh wow, Briscoe missed out after a poor finish, came in 12 points to the good, and leaves -6. First driver to miss out. So your championship 4, we already knew I was going to be in. We got the sweep in the round of 8. Cole Custer, he'll go to the championship. He finished +16. Cindric +12, and Allgaier +6. Reddick, a tough DNF in the last race after running pretty well. That hurt his chances if he did not have that wreck in the race at Texas in the last race he would be in ahead of Allgaier. That's just how things work out sometimes. And then, of course, Michael Annett missed out, and Brandon Jones in a must-win situation. He was nowhere close to doing so today. So that will be the finish of this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hit the subscribe button down below for more daily NASCAR content with great broadcasting such as videos like this. And hit the like button if you enjoyed the race today. What a great action. Again, championship race. 4 o'clock start time, Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow, we'll have our championship race at Miami for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. And hit the bell notification so you guys don't miss an upload, especially in case you guys forget. And I'll catch you next time.